In 1981, a Hollywood film showed the world what happens when you open the Ark of the Covenant. People melted, faces dissolved, an entire army destroyed. Steven Spielberg based it on one thing, the actual biblical account. Because the Bible describes the Ark of the Covenant killing people, repeatedly, in detail, without explanation. This is the most dangerous object in the human history. It has been missing for over 2,500 years. Armies have searched for it. Governments have funded expeditions. Archaeologists have dedicated their careers to finding it. Nobody has, or someone has, and is not telling. God gave Moses precise instructions for building the ark. Acacia wood, 2.5 cubits long, 1.5 cubits wide, 1.5 cubits high, approximately 130 by 80 by 80 centimeters, overlaid inside and out with pure gold, a gold molding around it, 4 gold rings, 2 on each side, for the carrying poles. The poles were made of acacia wood, overlaid with gold, and they were never, under any circumstances, to be removed from the rings. This detail will matter later. On top of the ark, the mercy seat, pure gold, 2 cherubim of hammered gold, 1 at each end, wings spread upward, covering the mercy seat, faces looking down, toward the mercy seat, toward each other. This is where God said he would meet with Moses, between the 2 cherubim, above the mercy seat, above the ark. This was not a decorative box. This was the throne of God on earth, the place where heaven and earth intersected. What was inside? 3 objects, the 2 stone tablets, the 10 commandments, written by the finger of God, a golden jar of manna, the miraculous food that fed 2 million people for 40 years, and Aaron's staff that had budded, blossomed, and produced almonds overnight to prove Aaron's authority. 3 objects, each one supernatural in origin, each one a physical proof of God's existence and power, in one box that nobody can find. The ark killed people multiple times in different ways. The first death, Nadab and Abihu, Aaron's own sons, offered unauthorized fire before the Lord. Fire came out from the Lord and consumed them. The ark was present. The second death, in battle, Israel brought the ark thinking it would guarantee victory. The Philistines captured it. 30,000 Israelites died that day. The third death, the one that haunts scholars, Uzzah. Uzzah's death is one of the most disturbing moments in Scripture. David was bringing the ark back to Jerusalem. 30,000 men, celebration, music, dancing. The oxen stumbled, the ark shifted. Uzzah reached out his hand and steadied it. God struck him dead. Instantly, on the spot. David was furious with God, then afraid. How can the ark of the Lord come to me? He left the ark for 3 months at the house of Obed-Edom, and Obed-Edom's entire household was blessed. The same object killed one man for touching it, and blessed another family for hosting it. For 3 months. The Philistines kept the ark for 7 months. In every city they placed it. Disaster followed. In Ashdod, their god, Dagon, fell on his face before the ark. They stood him up. Next morning, he had fallen again, and his head and hands were broken off. Then tumors broke out throughout the city. Then the next city, then the next. 7 months of plague following 1 golden box through 5 Philistine cities. They sent it back, with a guilt offering, 5 golden tumors and 5 golden rats. Even the enemies of Israel knew this object was not normal. David brought the ark to Jerusalem. His son Solomon built the temple, specifically to house it. The day the ark was placed in the Holy of Holies, the cloud of God's presence filled the temple so completely. The priests could not perform their service. They could not stand. They could not function. The glory was too dense. Solomon stood before the entire assembly of Israel and said, "The Lord has said that he would dwell in thick darkness. I have indeed built you an exalted house, a place for you to dwell forever." The ark rested in the temple for approximately 400 years. Then it vanished. 586 BC, Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon destroyed Jerusalem, burned the temple, took everything of value to Babylon. The Bible lists in detail what was taken: gold and silver vessels, lampstands, bowls, pots, snuffers, basins. The Ark of the Covenant is not mentioned, not in the list of taken items, not in any account of the destruction. It simply disappears from the record. The last mention of it in the Old Testament is 2 Chronicles 35:3, just before the Babylonian invasion, referring to it as still existing, and then silence for 2,500 years. Where did it go? Jeremiah, who lived through the Babylonian invasion, may hold a clue. The apocryphal book of 2nd Maccabees records that Jeremiah, warned by God, took the ark before the invasion, hid it in a cave on Mount Nebo, in modern Jordan. The place shall be unknown until God gathers his people again and shows his mercy. And then the Lord will disclose these things, and the glory of the Lord, and the cloud will appear. This text is not in the Protestant Bible, but it is ancient, and it may be accurate. Theory 1. Ethiopia. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church claims the Ark of the Covenant is in their country, in the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion, in Axum. They say it was brought there by Menelik, son of Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. Approximately 950 BC, the church has a guardian, a single monk chosen for life, who alone can see the ark. When he dies, a new guardian is chosen. No outsider has been allowed to see it. No archaeologist, no government official, no journalist. The Ethiopian government and the Orthodox Church maintain this claim with absolute consistency. Is it real? Nobody outside that church knows for certain. Then Theory 2, Jerusalem, underground. In 1981, Rabbi Yehuda Getz claimed he was digging a tunnel under the Temple Mount and came within meters of a chamber where he believed the ark was hidden. Israeli authorities stopped the excavation under political pressure. The tunnel was sealed. The Jewish tradition holds that the ark was hidden by King Josiah before the Babylonian invasion, in a chamber directly beneath the Holy of Holies. The Temple Mount has never been fully excavated. The Islamic Waqf, which controls the site, forbids archaeological excavation. The ark, if it exists, may be 30 meters beneath where millions of people pray every day. Theory 3, the most sobering. It is gone, permanently, and will only be revealed at the end of time. The Book of Revelation, chapter 11, records a vision. Then God's temple in heaven was opened, and within his temple was seen the Ark of his covenant. Not on earth, in heaven. Perhaps the ark was never meant to stay on earth. Perhaps it was always a temporary representation of something eternal. Perhaps the physical ark, wherever it is less important than what it pointed to. A covenant between God and humanity. That still stands. What science says about the ark. Scientists have attempted to explain the ark's deadly power. The most compelling theory: electrostatic discharge. The ark was made of acacia wood, a natural insulator, overlaid with gold, a conductor. Inside and outside, 2 layers of gold separated by wood. This creates, in essence, a capacitor. In the dry air of the desert, the ark could have built up enormous static electric charge. The cherubim on top, pointed toward each other, could have acted as electrodes. Anyone touching the ark without proper grounding could have received a lethal electrical discharge. This explains Uzzah. He touched the ark. Lethal discharge. It explains why the priests who carried it, using the wooden poles, were protected. The wood insulated them. It explains why removing the poles was forbidden. Direct contact with gold during transport. Instant death. It does not explain the Philistine plagues, or the Dagon incident, or the glory cloud, or the voice of God speaking between the cherubim. Science can explain part of it, not all of it. Perhaps that is the point. Some things are both natural and divine at the same time. One more scientific detail that should shock you. The manna stored inside the ark, a substance that appeared 6 days a week for 40 years, that tasted different to each person, that could not be stored overnight without rotting, except on the Sabbath, has never been identified. Botanists, chemists, archaeologists, nobody has found a natural substance that matches the description. A food that fed 2 million people for 40 years, that appeared and disappeared on a weekly schedule, that responded to the Sabbath. The New Testament references the Ark once, directly. In Hebrews 9, the writer describes the Ark as part of the Old Covenant, a shadow of something greater. Jesus is called our high priest, who entered not a man-made sanctuary, but heaven itself, not with the blood of animals, but with his own blood. The Ark pointed to him. The mercy seat, where the blood of atonement was sprinkled, pointed to the cross. The most dangerous object in history was always pointing to the most significant person in history. The Ark has not been found, despite centuries of searching, despite Indiana Jones, despite government expeditions, despite satellite imaging of the Temple Mount. 3 possibilities remain. It was destroyed. It was hidden. It is being kept secret. Each possibility raises more questions than it answers. The Ethiopian church has kept their secret for over 1,000 years. The tunnel beneath the Temple Mount remains sealed. The cave on Mount Nebo has never been fully explored. Somewhere, in a cave, in a tunnel, in a church, or in the courts of heaven, the most sacred object in human history is waiting. In 1981, when the movie showed the Ark melting the faces of its enemies, millions of people laughed, or were disturbed, or both, because somewhere in them, they recognized something, that some things are holy, that holiness has weight, that approaching the sacred without reverence has consequences. The Ark killed people not because God is cruel, but because holiness and carelessness cannot occupy the same space. The Ark is gone, but the covenant it represented is not. God still meets with people, not between golden cherubim, but in the person of Jesus Christ, who is the same yesterday, today, and forever. The box is missing. What it pointed to is not.